Ramadan Moon Sighting 2020. When Saudi Arabia predicts Ramadan will start and the UK timetable explained. Ramadan traditionally begins with the sighting of the crescent moon, which means the start of the holy month cannot be predicted precisely. The Islamic calendar is based on the lunar cycle, and the dates of Ramadan therefore change each year, subject to the sighting of the moon. But what exactly is the Ramadan moon sighting, and, and how does it work? Traditionally, Ramadan begins with the sighting of the crescent moon, which generally appears one night after the new moon, meaning the start date cannot be precisely predicted. There is some debate as to whether this should refer to you physically witnessing the moon in your region, which could be hampered by factors such as weather conditions, or whether to defer to sighting in Saudi Arabia or other regions. Saudi Arabia's Supreme Court has reportedly urged its citizens to look out for the crescent moon on Thursday, 23 April, and report their finding to moon sighting committees set up specifically for the purpose. The others argue that technological advancement in astronomy means that the rising of the new moon can be calculated with unprecedented accuracy, meaning that a standardized start date can be used for all Muslims around the world rather than having a variations. Because Ramadan is based on the lunar calendar, the moon's position in the world widely used Gregorian calendar varies. As the charity Muslim Aid explained, I quote, "The Islamic calendar is based on the lunar cycle, and as a result of this, the holy month of Ramadan rotates by approximately 10 days each year." I quote, "This year's Ramadan start date is expected to fall on Thursday, 23 April 2020, subject to the sighting of the moon, and expected to conclude on Saturday, 23rd May 2020. However, HM Nautical Almanac Office, which produces the UK's official astronomical data, has reportedly calculated that while new moon begins in the early hours of Thursday, it is it is not it is not likely to be visible by the naked eye until 24 April. This would mean Ramadan starts a day later. Som or fasting is one of the five pillars of Islam and begins a few hours after the sighting of the moon at sunrise and continues until sunset. The other four pillars are faith, prayer, charity, and making the pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca. However, Muslim adds, I quote, "It is essential to familiarize yourself with the dates and times of Ramadan 2020 with our timetable, as anyone who is still eating their pre-dawn meal following the completion of the call to prayer Fajr is disqualified from the day's fast. The day's fast is then completed at sunset and the Maghrib prayers can begin. It is traditional to end your fast by eating dates before the iftar evening meal. Both the Central London Mosque and the East London Mosque have compiled Ramadan timetables, which give worshippers in the capital of the information they need to observe the fast correctly. Here are the key timing day by day for the Fajr and Maghrib when the fast begins and ends in London for the Muslim holy month, dependent on the exactly when Ramadan begins. It should be noted that this timing only hold for the capital because of the varying times of sunrise and sunset across the rest of the UK. There are variations depending on location. Fortunately, the Chari Muslim Hands has provided the following quick guide to adjust the fast timetable to apply to where you are. For those who, for those who observe Ramadan, it may feel different this year as the coronavirus pandemic continues and the UK currently remains in lockdown. Muslims typically attend mosques to undertake prayers, but with social distancing measures in place, prayers, charity work, and seeing friends and family during Ramadan will move online. There is now also guidance on fasting for those who are vulnerable to coronavirus or for those working long hours as key workers, with a sensible approach in a place urged by community leaders.